You know those cliches or one-liners that make you want to roll your eyes because you've heard them 1,000 times before, like time heals all wounds and everything happens for a reason. Well, I'll be honest, I've also felt like, ugh, when I've heard them. However, as life has gone by for me, a lot of these cliches have proven to be true, and they hold true and stood the test of time for me in my life. And so in today's video, I've selected 10 of my absolute favorite cliches that are cliches for a reason, that have actually helped me navigate some tough times. And I think you'll find them helpful in your life too, especially if you're going through something difficult or challenging. So I invite you to grab a pen and paper and write some of them down, or screenshot your favorite ones, because sometimes in times of heartache or grief or discomfort, we need to hold on to a little bit of life wisdom to get us through. Number 1, a leopard doesn't change its spots. Now, I know this one can be a tough pill to swallow. There's another cliche. Because we want to believe that people can change, especially if we have somebody in our life that is close to us, that is maybe hurting us through their actions or behavior. However, people very rarely change unless they actually want to. Now, they can make habit swaps and they can evolve a little bit and grow up and make small surface changes, but who they are at their core, that hardly ever changes. The only way it changes is through some major life event that makes them reflect and want to change for themselves. The lesson here is that you cannot change anyone. Don't expect anyone to change. It's the Maya Angelou quote that really helps me with this one. When somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Believe who they are, act accordingly, distance yourself if you must, but just know that people hardly ever change. So I would base my actions on thinking that a leopard doesn't change its spots. And if they do, it's a happy thing, and then you can move forward in joy. You know, accepting this cliche actually frees you up so much from waiting around, hoping, wishing, and praying for someone to change, because you'll just end up getting hurt over time. Rather show up for the people who actually show up for you, and you get on with living your life. When one door closes, another opens. Now, it's easy to believe this one in hindsight, but when you are going through a rejection, a heartbreak, or a failure, it feels like a cruel joke. Now, I remember a time when I lost something I really wanted, and I clung to that closed door for a long time. Don't let that happen to you. What I couldn't see back then was that there was something way better waiting for me on the other side, but I needed to let go of the closed door and move forward to find the new door that was willing to open for me. Basically, I had to loosen my grip and let life unfold. If something or someone has left your life, trust that it might be making space for something better to come along. Actions speak louder than words. If you've ever been strung along by someone, you know exactly why this one matters. Now, people can talk a good game. They'll tell you they care. They'll tell you they're going to change. They'll tell you they're trying. But the truth always shows up in what they do. This cliche has taught me to listen less with my ears and more with my eyes. I want you to watch how people show up for you in their life. Do they follow through? Do they keep and honor their promises? Is their word their bond? These are the things that really matter. Anyone can talk a good game. Anyone can yap, and promise the world. But it's the people that actually put in the effort to show up and do what they say. Those are the people that you need to value. You need to ask yourself whether their actions align with their words. If not, believe what you are seeing and not what you are hearing. The ocean stirs the heart, inspires the imagination, and brings eternal joy to the soul. The ocean's roar is music to the soul. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Sorry, I can't sing, but that is number 4. And this cliche, I know in the moment when you're going through something tough, it makes you want to roll your eyes and you want to think, I don't want to be a warrior goddess. I just want to survive this and get through it. And I know, I hear you, I get you. Looking back on some of the hardest seasons of my life, grief, heartache, loss of a job, huge life changes, financial loss, all these moments in hindsight actually did make me a lot stronger. Those tough moments built a version of me that I never would have become without them. Strength isn't always about powering through. Sometimes it's about breaking down, getting back up, and realizing you are still standing. And trust me, you're stronger than you know, even if you don't feel it yet. Look at this tree. The owner of the guest house told me that this tree is 200 years old, which is incredible. Look at the thickness of the trunk. I don't actually know what kind of tree it is, but you know, we came here for a memorial and we are faced with this testament to life. 200 years old, eh? Wow. Number 5, you reap what you sow. Now this one's all about energy. What you put out into the world and out there into the universe will come back to you. If you are constantly pouring love, effort, kindness, and positivity out into your life and towards others, even if it feels like no one is watching and nothing is happening, trust me, those seeds are growing beneath the surface. On the flip side, if you are holding on to negativity, bitterness, hatred, and pouring out half-hearted efforts and not caring, well, don't be surprised if life starts to reflect that back at you too. The good news here, though, is that every single day is a new day and a new chance to sow better seeds. Number 6, I like this one. Don't put all your eggs into one basket. Now, this cliche is as true in life as it is in investing, and I'm sure you've heard investors say, don't invest everything into one investment. Spread your investments out so that if one doesn't do well, you've still got the others to lean on. The same can be said for life. And I think we've all been guilty of this at some point, whether it's pinning all of our hopes on that one romantic relationship, on that dream job, on some other dream that we are wishing and hoping will come to manifestation and come true. The problem with this is that if that one thing crumbles, and it will, that is the nature of life, you can feel like your whole world is falling apart because everything was invested in that one thing. So, spread your joy. Build a life that is made up of multiple baskets. Invest in friendships, in your hobbies, in your health, in your fitness, in your career. Put your effort into multiple areas of your life so that when one thing crumbles, as it will, as we've said, life happens, you still have other legs propping you up in your whole life so that you don't just completely collapse and crumble when that one thing falls apart. Number 7, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Now this one I know to be true. Whilst I love making lists and goals and chasing a dream and trying to achieve something, often life is what happens in between those and in the messy, unpredictable middle. Now this makes me think of a time in Greece when I'd met my Serbian boyfriend, who I mentioned in my weight loss video. I'll link to that video down below. And I quit my stable, well-paying store job, and I went with him to tour the Greek islands for a summer, and we sold little arts and crafts, and it was blissful and glorious. It was 3 months of just traveling and selling, living day by day. Now, that wasn't on my to-do list. It wasn't a goal. It wasn't something that I wanted and planned for, but it was so wonderful. You know, we often spend so much time chasing that next milestone and the next one that we don't stop to pause and notice the life that is happening all around us right here, right now. So, slow down, take a moment to look up from your to-do list because life is happening whether you want it to or not. Number 8 is fake it till you make it. Now, I used to think that confidence was something you either had or you didn't, until later I realized that confidence is actually born through action. Now, the first time you try something new, whether it's going to the gym for the first time, cooking a new recipe, starting a new job, meeting somebody new for the first time, you're going to feel shaky. You're not going to have confidence immediately. But if you show up day after day and put in the effort, put in the hours, a shift starts to happen. Eventually, you're not faking it anymore. You're actually becoming the version of you that you were pretending to be. Number 9, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you are somebody who naturally just gives and gives, this one is going to hit hard for you. But the truth is, you cannot show up for anyone in your life if you are running on empty. Rest is not a reward, it's a necessity. Taking time to recharge, protect your peace, and care for yourself isn't selfish. It's how you show up as your best self for everyone else. I've learned this the hard way, but it really is true. Give to yourself first, and then watch how much more you actually have to give to others. Number 10, and this one is my all-time favorite. It's what my mother always used to say to me when I was young and going through all my crises, how teenagers do. She always used to say to me, Lou, this too shall pass. And it is true. Whether you're in a season of heartbreak or riding high, one thing is guaranteed. Nothing lasts forever. Right now, my son and I are in the process of grieving the loss of his father, my ex-husband, and it's a very difficult and emotional time. And these words, this too shall pass, is really something that I'm holding on to. And if you are going through something tough, I know that there are days where it can feel unbearable. But in those moments, I want you to keep coming back to those very same words my mother used to tell me. This too shall pass. This is not about ignoring the pain or pretending that the devastating thing that is happening is not happening. It's about knowing that even in the darkest days, time keeps moving. Grief changes shape. The hurt won't always feel this raw. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll laugh again. You'll feel light again. You'll carry the love and the lessons without so much pain. So if you're struggling too, hold on. Even the darkest nights eventually give way to the sunrise. And there's another cliche. And if life feels good right now, soak it in, enjoy. Because these moments are precious too. Cliches might sound cheesy on the surface, but when life knocks you down, they have this funny way of echoing in your mind just when you need them most. If even just one of these cliches spoke to you, hold on to it. As I said in the intro, write it down. Look at it, remember it. Sometimes these simple little one-liner things are exactly what we need to get us through a dark time. And I'd love to hear from you. Have there been any cliches that have helped you in your life, have helped you get through a tough time? Please let me know in the comments, because we can all learn and grow and share from one another in the comment section. I really, truly appreciate you spending some time with me today, and I will see you guys in the next video. And of course, YouTube is going to recommend a video, I think this side, that you should watch next. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.